Yes, my people, welcome back to another video and welcome back to the Liverpool save on Football Manager 26. Now, as promised, we are back for the Chelsea game in the Premier League because as much as the Premier League is not a focus for me, the Champions League is. I don't want to just completely neglect the Premier League entirely, so I thought we'd come back for a single live com and we'd show some highlights of some goals because we haven't done that in a while, because when we do a double live com, the video will end up being 45 minutes long. And you don't want to watch a 45-minute long Football Manager video. So I try and keep it under half an hour, nice and precise, nice and concise. And I have some very, very, very good news, though, to showcase before we get into this, and that is that Mohamed Salah is a Ballon d'Or winner. And obviously Elise, the new signing that we signed and introduced last episode, came third. But Mohamed Salah won himself a Ballon d'Or at the age of 35, finally getting the credit that he deserves, which is beautiful. As you can see, we find ourselves in third place, rescued it back a little bit, and we have got a lot of games to showcase. So, last episode, we played in the Champions League at home to Real Madrid and we won 4-2, and then we played at home against AC Milan. We then played against Brighton in the Premier League, and Alexander Isak opened the scoring in this one. Quite excited to do these highlights, actually. Haven't done a highlights before a game before in quite a while. I don't know if we even did it once last season, to be honest, because we just did double live comms like all the time. So anyway, as we did open the scoring through Alexander Isak, as Conor Bradley picks the ball up, finds Federico Chiesa, who plays a really good ball through to Alexander Isak. Alexander Isak places it into the bottom corner, pass for Bruggen to make it 1-0 to Liverpool. Brighton, however, did then peg us straight back from kickoff as Ruter gets himself a goal. As Baleba plays it into Burrows. Virgili then gives it to Ruter, who has a lot to do from here. But Ruter, I thought he was going to score from there. Ball then does find Ruter bouncing in the box, and he volleys it past Alisson to equalise for Brighton to make it 1-1. 20 minutes later, Vanderson then makes it 2 as Minte gets the ball, gives it to Vanderson, who absolutely smashes it in off the bar to put Brighton 2-1 up. And they might be thinking they could get a shock win here against Liverpool, but Kenan Yildiz has other ideas. As in the 75th minute, he gets the equaliser for Liverpool as Wirtz heads it down to Vitinha and gets the ball back. He then goes down the line, finds Yildiz, who turns and places it into the bottom corner to equalise for Liverpool. I know it was a goal. Why are we doing VAR in the highlight after the game? Florian Wirtz, the provider for the equaliser, then turns goal scorer as Wirtz gives it to McAllister. The ball is then bouncing around as Kirkez shoots, and it is saved. I feel like these highlights do need to be a bit shorter, because we could have started the highlight here. We didn't need to see all of that before it, I feel like. As for Bruggen, throws out to Enrique. As Ruter as Bradley does win that ball back, and Gravenberch now. Obviously we know Gravenberch gets the assist as Vitinha plays a good ball out to Kerkez. Kerkez then tries to whip a ball in, but it's headed away, but Gravenberch wins the header, and Wirtz on the half volley gets the winner to make it 3-2 in this one. We then played against Brentford at home, and we were 4-0 victors as Dominic Szoboszlai opened the scoring in this one. Mo Salah did return from injury for this game, I do believe, but he has now since picked up another injury after winning the Ballon d'Or, which makes it easier picking Elise, but obviously don't want Mo Salah to be injured. As Alexander Isak finds Szoboszlai with a beautiful curling effort into the top right corner to put Liverpool 1-0 up in this one. Milos Kerkez, the other Hungarian, then scores less than 2 minutes later as Szoboszlai finds Mo Salah, who gives it to Isak. Alexander Isak is tackled, but it falls to Kerkez with an absolutely thumping strike into the top corner, in off the bar. It's a really nice finish by Milos Kerkez, who makes it 2. And then 5 minutes later, Alexander Isak gets his first of the game as Alisson comes out and claims that corner brilliantly. As Van Dijk gives it to Kerkez. Them two just keeping the ball between each other. As Kerkez finds Wirtz. Wirtz with a beautiful switch out to Bradley. Bradley then finds Salah. And then Mo Salah, the Ballon d'Or winner, puts a great ball into the box. And Alexander Isak heads home to make it 3 and get his first of the game. Mo Salah, I imagine, presented his Ballon d'Or to the beloved Liverpool crowd before this one. And Alexander Isak then, from the penalty spot, gets his second of the game with a lovely penalty to make it 4. And as I said, get his second of the game. We then played at home against Manchester City in a 2-1 victory where Alexander Isak scored 2 yet again. Vinicius Jr. opened the scoring for Manchester City in this one. The big money signing from last season for Man City. It, however, couldn't get them any closer to us, as John Stones starting with the ball at the back here. As Gavardio finds Vinicius Jr. and Vinicius Jr. with a beautiful finish into the bottom right corner with an assist from Phil Foden, I believe. Alexander Isak then, just before half time, does get a goal back as it is cleared, but only as far as Kanate, who then gives the ball to Bradley. Bradley beats Vinicius Jr. brilliantly and puts an unbelievable cross into the middle, and Alexander Isak, similar to his first goal against Brentford, scores with a lovely header and gets his 50th Premier League goal for Liverpool, and then decides he wants a 51st as he then scores the winner with a Michael Elise assist in this one, as Gravenberch finds Michael Elise out on this right hand side. Elise beats his man, pulls it back, and Alexander Isak is there to tap home to get his second and get Liverpool their second to finish the game 2-1 and get Liverpool the victory. And then finally we faced Karabag in the Champions League away, trying to make it 3 wins out of 3, and the youngster Rio Ngamoa, who got himself a start in the Champions League in this one, opened the scoring for Liverpool. which you love to see. The young 19-year-old getting a good start. As Elise, it falls to Engamoa, and it's a good finish from the youngster to make it 1-0. And I imagine, get his first Champions League goal. Hopefully his first of many in the colour of red for Liverpool. Conor Bradley then makes it 2 with another Michael Elise assist, as Wirtz picks the ball up and drives forward really well. Gives it to Rio Engamoa, who gives it back to Wirtz. Elise then finds Conor Bradley out on that right side. Conor Bradley cuts inside and just passes it into the bottom left corner with his weak foot. With a lovely effort. Florian Wirtz then gets himself on the score sheet as Conor Bradley turns provider for this one. As Conor Bradley break him free with the ball, doing really well to get out on this right hand side. Goes all the way to the bar line and finds Florian Wirtz at the front post, to make it 3-0 inside the first 25 minutes. As Alexander Isak then gets himself a goal, and Florian Wirtz turns provider for this one. As Engamoa gives it to Wirtz. Wirtz, however, gives it away cheaply. As Karabag just trying to bypass the press here from Liverpool and managed to get out decently, but it's an overhit through ball, and Alisson is there to gather the loose ball up. Alisson then goes short to Van Dijk, who gives it to Kerkez, who finds Alexander Isak. Conor Bradley then gives it to Elise, finds Florian Wirtz, who gives it to Isak, and the deflection takes it past the goalkeeper to make it 4-0. Michael Elise then gets himself a goal to make it 5-0 inside the hour mark, as Engamoa gives it to Wirtz. Engamoa giving it back to Vitinha. Vitinha beating the man nicely. Isak setting it to Szoboszlai, plays the ball out to Elise. Elise cutting inside and smashing it in off the post into the top left corner to make it 5 for Liverpool. And then the 6th and final goal, Hugo Ekitike off the bench with a second Florian Wirtz assist in this one. As Jeremy Frimpong, back from his broken leg, flies, bloody hell, combine the two there. Florian Wirtz finds Ekitike, and it's a good finish from Hugo Ekitike. And that is all the goals that we scored off camera. Now, the lineup to face Chelsea here today. As you can see, Mo Salah, Federico Chiesa and Kenan Yildiz are all injured, which means that Rio Engamoa gets another start out on the left. So, the lineup for today is Alisson in goal, Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk and Kerkez in defence, with a midfield 2 of Szoboszlai and Vitinha. Elise starts on the right, with Wirtz in the 10, Rio Engamoa on the left and Alexander Isak leading the line. Let's get into this Premier League game, our first Premier League live comp of the season, and let's see how Chelsea will be lining up for it. Okay, and here we go. The lineup we will be facing that Chelsea are putting out is, as I've just seen, they've got Eberezer. Interesting. They've got Trubin in goal, Achiampong, Fofana, Colwill and Cucurella in defence, with Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo just ahead of them. They've got Cole Palmer on the right, Garnacho on the left, João Pedro in the 10, and Vitor Roque starting up top. Hold up, can I just put this back right position? Please. It's so annoying. Right, so anyway, let's get in to this game. As you can see, confirmation of the lineup there. And confirmation of the Liverpool lineup as well. Rio Engamoa playing against his former club at youth level, and as you can see, we sit 3rd in the league and Chelsea sit in 5th place. As Alexander Isak gets us underway for our first Premier League live com of the season. As Rio Ngamoa with a good forward pass there to start us off. Is Ochimpong good? Not really. Interesting. Reece James might be injured. Potentially. As Moises Caicedo breaking away with the ball here. Dispossessed by Elise, the ex-Chelsea Youth Academy player, but gives it straight to Achiampong. João Pedro now breaking through. Cutting inside. And João Pedro finds the bottom corner. João Pedro, he had a lot to do. I feel like I concede a lot of goals from people cutting in. As João Pedro has a lot to do here, but he cuts in and puts it through a body of people into that bottom right corner to give Chelsea the lead. João Pedro obviously very good on this game. I need to show you how good Elise is actually, because Elise is absolutely unbelievable. As Conor Bradley wins that header, and it does now fall to Elise. Patiña trying to find Bradley. Bradley manages to keep it in. And it's a decent header by Isak, but Isak will kick Isak for missing that. As Trubin goes long, and that's the end of that highlight. As Palmer finds João Pedro in a lot of space here. It's Garnacho now. Tries to cut in and do the same. Rio Ngamoa can now break with it. And Elise is bombing on. Gives it to Wirtz. Florian Wirtz finds Isak. It's blocked by Levi Colwill. And Garnacho sends it out for a Liverpool throw-in. Liverpool knocking on the door now. After Chelsea went 1-0 up. We've done Chelsea live comms quite a few times now. And we've struggled in the games against them quite a lot, to be honest. There's not much is happening since that last highlight, as time is just trickling away to the end of this first half. Alexander Isak not having a particularly good game here so far, as Trubin with the goal kick for Chelsea. Not long to go left in this first half. As Colwill, not quite sure why we needed to see that Sports Interactive, but nevertheless, you showed us anyway. As a win for Chelsea does put them top of the Premier League, as we need to improve in this second half, as Vitor Roque gets us underway for the second half at Stamford Bridge. It's Cole Palmer with number 9 there, reminding me of Steve Sidwell a little bit. And I'm going to demand more from the boys, and I am. I'm going to wait until the hour mark, as Bradley gives it straight to Vitor Roque from the throw-in. Vitor Roque has a lot to do from this position. Goes into Garnacho. Moises Caicedo now, back to Vitor Roque, cutting in. Falls to Caicedo. And it's deflected, but Alisson is forced to make a really good save there from the deflection from Kanate. And I think it might be time to make... It's time to make a save. Alexander Isak, for some reason, having an absolute shocker of a performance here, which we haven't yet seen from him. I'm going to have to leave Elise on, because we don't have anyone that can come on, really. Wirtz can come off. We'll bring Curtis Jones on. And we'll bring Gravenberch on as well. Making 5 early changes here, but just not been up to races here so far in this game. As Alexis McAllister with the corner for Liverpool. It's a good delivery and finds Kanate. And Ibrahima Kanate Gets Liverpool level with a bullet header. It's a really good ball from the substitute, Alexis McAllister. And he finds Ibrahima Konate unmarked in the middle with a really good header, powerful header into the ground. And puts Liverpool level 1-1. With still just under 25 minutes still to go here. As Trubin goes to Fofana. Chelsea. Trubin goes long. Can Frimpong win this? Garnacho does. And Vitor Roque on the back of Van Dijk there. As Garnacho hits the post. As Kerkez now gives it to Gravenberch. Curtis Jones finds McAllister. McAllister cutting in and driving into the middle. Still going does McAllister. Plays a good ball out to Frimpong. Frimpong cutting in himself. Garnacho tries to tackle, but McAllister still has the ball. Frimpong cutting inside, doing really well. Ekitike finds Curtis Jones. And it's just over from Curtis Jones. 20 minutes still to go here as Alisson gathers the ball in his hands. Can he find Kerkez, who seems to be in a decent amount of space? He goes long to Curtis Jones, who doesn't win the header. And now João Pedro finds Vitor Roque with a good ball. And Vitor Roque puts it past Alisson. Seems like it went through Alisson's hands a bit there. Paultini is checking with VAR, and the goal has been awarded. Our two centre-backs just getting in the way of each other a little bit there. And it is poor goalkeeping from Alisson. As Trubin throws to Achiampong. Trubin goes long to Garnacho, who finds João Pedro, who's been in acres of space this whole game. And Vitor Roque with another really good run. And it just feels like we don't have much in midfield, as João Pedro is in acres of space at all times, it seems. And Vitor Roque keeps making really good runs on the back of our two defenders, as Van Dijk is having a really poor game here today. As Chelsea find themselves 3-1 up. As Achiampong switches to Cucurella. Garnacho cutting in. João Pedro with that same ball to Vitor Roque yet again. How has this happened like 3 times in a row now, by the way? I know we're very attacking, but it's literally a carbon copy. Vitor Roque's made that same run on Van Dijk 3 times in a row. As Vitor Roque finds himself free again. Konate fouls him. I think it's outside the box. Right, I'm very confident that was outside the box. This is humiliating. As Cole Palmer steps up. Can he make it 5-1 to Chelsea here? He can. What the fuck's gone on here? I'm going to watch the penalty again. Ekitike. As Kirker's just... finds Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones doing really well to get through there, but it's intercepted and We just have no midfield. That's the thing here. We've just got no midfield at all. I mean, Chelsea have not really been the better side here massively. Vitor Roque has scored a hat-trick out of nothing, really. As McAllister, with the delivery, finds Kirkez. It's just hit the bar. As we go into the final 5 minutes of injury time here. As João Pedro gets himself 3 assists and a goal. As we lose 5-1 to Chelsea in a very disappointing display. Alexander Isak with an awful performance. Don't really know what happened at all there, to be honest. That was really, really bad. I would love to know what happened, but I genuinely couldn't tell you. I don't understand how we lost 5-1 there. But nevertheless, we now need to pick a place in which we are going to come back. I wish I didn't have to fucking watch all this shit. Oh my god, there's a lot of games in December. Jesus Christ. Ah, yes, I remember. I said I would be back for a double livecom of Barcelona and Man United. And that is where we will return. So, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on the series. Let me know what you want to see from me in the future. Don't forget to also be checking out the Glory Hunter save. Don't forget to check out my socials in the description. And I will see you tomorrow. Peace.